What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna be back to work on our 65 Mustang. Today's video, I wanna focus on basically getting this entire engine bay done. We got everything lined up. Everything is beautiful. We got the shock towers in there and it's basically almost ready for the suspension. So what I'm gonna do right now is just grind everything up, prep it, get everything welded together exactly how it should be, and then I'll catch you guys when it's done. So guys, after a couple hours of just welding everything up, we pretty much got everything done in the engine bay. Went ahead and welded in these bars perfectly aligned on both sides. And just check out how awesome the shock tower actually turned out. Welded it up. I did a little bit of grinding. I just wanted to see how that was going to look. This still needs a lot of more grinding right there, and that's pretty much going to be flush. So this is probably going to be one of the cleanest engine bays that I've ever seen, just in terms of how everything is nice and flat. And then we also went ahead and welded in these tubes right here, which I'm still not sure what we're going to do here. I'm thinking maybe we'll put a plate right here and then dimple dye it with the little dimple dyes that we have, and it will just look pretty cool in there. And then later on, after we get the shocks and see exactly how they mount up right here and how big they are, we're also going to build a bracket that comes off here and basically bolts onto, or probably just welds onto here, because this is not removable. As you can see, we got it welded up freaking nicely down there. And I think this engine bay is going to be as strong as it needs to be. But now, guys, that we got everything nice and welded up on the front end of this car, the engine bay is fully done. I mean, we'll have to do a little bit of grinding and welding in a little bit, but we'll probably do that like periodically. We're not just going to focus on it right now, because I want to let a lot of this stuff cool down, because you don't really want to weld too much. You don't want to warp it. But what I want to do now is actually get this car on the lift, so we can go ahead and start designing our transmission tunnel and a bunch of other stuff. And we actually have a super cool product I gotta show you guys. It's actually called gunny wheels. Check these things out. They look like spare tires, which is kind of what they are. The cool thing about these rims are they will fit on pretty much any car. So if your car's been in an accident and you need to get that thing off the road or somewhere, you can literally just slap one of these on. And it's really good for us right now, because we're not buying rims right now. We want to wait till we get all the body done, everything, before we do any of that. And as you can see, this is a 4-lug back here, and in the front is going to be a 5-lug once we get the spindle and everything. So there's no reason to go out and buy rims that you're going to use once just to move the car. But check this out. This thing literally just got to slip right on here. Bam! Check that out. This thing is literally about to be a roller. So we're going to go ahead and get the lug nuts, tighten this up, and I think we're going to lower the rear down and put the car on the lift. So I think we probably will just turn the car all the way around, put it through there, and then just put it right here on the lift. cutting down on it. So guys, definitely check out Gunny Wheel if you're interested in one of these wheels. I think they have different sizes too. This is for like most modern cars, not modern cars, but like smaller mid-size sedans and stuff like that. And then they have a larger one for like trucks and stuff like that, which it's a game changer, honestly. Like I've always thought, like, why don't they make a universal wheel just to move cars around? And here we have it right here in our shop. So we're gonna go ahead and put the other one down on it and go ahead and lower the car down. And I think we'll just use the jack in the front to move the whole front end.
Double plug it.
Did it rip? Oh, it just unstrapped. All right.
Oh my gosh. Oh, did that just go?
Let's just go over with it.
Is it actually not going to fall though?
Yeah. Why'd you say that? First test drop.
Tested this. Was a good stress test.
Yeah, dude, this thing is solid.
Well.
Dude, this car is the most solid car in all of Chattanooga, man.
I think there's a reason why cars aren't this solid then.
Yeah, because poorly engineered.
Oh my gosh.
All right. All right, stop right there. I'm going up in there. Perfect on that pinch weld over there. So guys, we got the car up on the lift and we kind of did drop it out there, which it didn't really do anything. It kind of just fell. I mean, there's really not much weight on the front of this car. Like these two side panels probably weigh like 15 pounds, maybe like 10 pounds apiece. So, I mean, we really only added, I'd say with all this metal and all this steel, we didn't even, it's literally exactly how much the factory stuff weighed. Like this stuff isn't that thick. But you can tell we got everything welded up, and look how freaking cool just this area right here is gonna look. Once we grind all this up, clean everything up, maybe do a little more TIG welding down there. And then once all this is painted, this wheel well is just gonna look like a factory show car, which I kind of do like. I like the flat look. And then we definitely will put some more stuff under here, you know, maybe put another support brace. But that's gonna be later after we get all the suspension on, figure out where everything goes, figure out how, you know, how the wheel is gonna turn, make sure there's clearance in there for everything. But guys, we got this thing on the lift finally for the first time in a couple of months. It is kind of dirty under here just because of all of the sandblasting that was happening. So we're definitely gonna have to wash it. But I kind of want to go ahead and start working on getting something set up with the rear end. Because as you guys know, it took us a pretty long time just for the front end, all the suspension parts and everything. And a lot of stuff is back ordered for these cars, like the shocks. Back order 6 to 8 weeks, which kind of sucks. So we definitely got to start on it pretty soon. And we are gonna be getting rid of this rear end because it's a 4-lug and it's really just a really weak rear end. We don't really need it. And we got to get rid of this exhaust because somebody was complaining in the comment section talking about there's a ranking jaking exhaust on there. But man, just looking under here, dude, no rust anywhere. That's freaking awesome. Ooh, I think we actually do have a little bit of rust right here on this piece. Yep. I didn't notice that before, so that's all gonna have to be addressed. And we're gonna replace this rear panel right here because I actually have it from the other fastback Mustang, and we're gonna replace this because that has a bunch of rust and everything through there. So the first thing we're gonna go ahead and do on this car, since that we got it on the lift and it's in the air, is we need to remove these braces right here because this is where the old control arm, I think it was like a control arm bushing that goes to the spindle goes. So we're not going to need any of that, and we are going to be installing this Cortex Racing sway bar. Check this thing out. It's literally a tube that goes like that, and then it has bearings on both sides that are greasable. And then here are the actual arms. Like, look how freaking beefy that is. And that's gonna slip on there. But for now, we have to weld on these brackets right here, and that is why we have to basically remove both of these things, and probably go ahead and remove this too, because that's just the old part, and we don't really need that. We've already reinforced everything super good. We also threw the cross member down there. So let's grab the belt sander and go ahead and remove all this. So we went ahead and got all that old stuff off, and then we also used our Eastwood sander, and man, that thing just takes off rust like that. So we got all that off. Now what we have to do is actually install our lower control arms on the vehicle. So we're gonna install the lower control arms so we can see exactly where we need to position the sway bar links. So they don't give you an exact area to put it. You have to install your control arms, install the sway bar links, and make sure it's centered on both sides. So let's go ahead and start installing these control arms on both sides. Now that is a suspension right there. But guys, just check out the adjustability on here. You can move the caster all the way out. You can move the camber. Everything's adjustable, which is gonna be awesome. So once we take it to the alignment shop, we get this thing aligned perfectly so it drives like a Ferrari or something. So we got this side on. Now let's go ahead and install the other side. So we got both side control arms on. Now we need to go ahead and start assembling our sway bar links. Not the sway bar link, the actual sway bar. Dude, this thing is super beefy. So basically we just need to slide these things through here. So guys, we went ahead and slid these, I guess they're billet aluminum braces onto the sway bar link. And basically we have to center it out perfectly right here. And then also we're gonna go ahead and put these arms on, and then bolt the arms to the actual control arm, get everything sitting perfectly straight, and then we can actually weld on our plates right here. We're gonna have to drill some holes up in here somehow like that. And it does have 2 adjustments. So if you wanna bring the sway bar forward, backward, which is pretty freaking awesome. That is a sway bar right there. That's what you call beefiness. This is like, this isn't your standard sway bar. And then here are the links. It's also hinge links. Really? So we got all the links on and also these arms, and now it's time to actually go ahead and line it up onto the frame rails, and then also we'll line it up onto the control arms and get it right in position, make sure it's centered everywhere, and then we'll have to drill a couple holes and we can weld that plate on and it'll be good to go. All right. I know. So guys, it took a little bit of time, but we got the sway bar perfectly mounted in the exact position that we wanted it. As you can see, this sway bar link is perfectly up and down. So is that one over there. And then everything is also lined up like that. And we lined up these brackets. So now what we need to do is basically clamp these brackets to the actual frame of the car. And then we can make our marks, take them off, drill some holes, and get it welded on. And the sway bar install will be complete.
Safety glasses, bud?
Oh, dude, why are you not telling me earlier? I almost poked my eye out. That would have been your fault.
No safety glasses. From now on, I will be the safety glasses check.
So guys, check it out. We got the sway bar on here, dude, and it is secure. We got it welded all the way through there, welded all the way around. Everything is literally perfect. The suspension is almost ready to go on the car, which I do want to get all the suspension on the car, and then we can go ahead and start building our brake lines, build the brackets for the brake lines before we do any final like painting or final assembly. We want to get everything lined up so then once everything's painted, we're not drilling holes and welding tabs on for brake lines and stuff like that. But guys, it is coming together. So there it is, guys. The front end of this car is fully welded together. We got all the suspension components that we needed on the car welded up. We got the aprons welded up. Everything is good to go. In the next episode, we're gonna go ahead and put the engine in, start building the transmission tunnel, and we'll probably go ahead and install our subframe braces. These things brace the front subframe or the front frame rails to the rear. And I think we'll also use this as a support for the cross member for the transmission. So in the next video, we'll get the engine in, we'll get the transmission in, we'll start lining everything up, and man, this thing is coming together. But guys, that's gonna be a wrap for today's video. I hope you enjoyed all the progress that went down on this car. If you enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button. Also follow us on Instagram at vTuned, and check out vTuned.com to copy some cool merch. Let's just go over with it.
Is it actually not gonna fall though?
Why'd you say that? Yay, first test drop. Son, that's the sickest engine bay I've ever seen.
Probably haven't seen much.
See, why do you come at me like that?